We live now? Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. Coach Adasa here, metaphysician, personal development coach, wellness entrepreneur, and founding member of Extreme FX Global Academy, where Bitcoin and Forex collides, because that's where the money is at, y'all. And this is our 15-minute mind reset from earlier. Listen, I'm a little late. I apologize because I was having a bit of technical difficulty. That's the reason why I'm outside because I had to shut my laptop down and my light is plugged into it and it was just some things. So I just decided, okay, let me go outside so I can have a little bit of light while we still have while we still have it. So what did we talk about earlier today on for Let's Talk About It Tuesday, because it is Tuesday. We talked about taking care of business. And there was a certain book that I went on and hold on one second, y'all, because I am sitting right here and I have this door open. My husband trying to take a nap, and I got the just door open and talking. Anyway, um, the book, Taking Care of Business. That's the name of the book. That's the title. The author is Lee Jenkins, and he was a former NFL player. So as his story goes, he was injured. He did not pass the medical exam. So he was pretty much out of there. Like that was the end of his football career. So um, that's just one of those things where many people have had that kind of experience, especially when you're doing some type of physical labor, right? Like your employment has to do with you physically being involved in order to make money. And really, that's any job. You have to show up, right? It doesn't have to be like physical, I'm out on the field tackling people type of labor. Right, it doesn't have to be that, but any type of job where you are physically there, where it requires your physical uh your physical presence, or just your body being there, something can happen, you know. But what happens after you're no longer able to work, right? What happened to the dollars? And that's what taking care of business is all about. So we we talked about those. Oh, and I also recommended that people go to YouTube and find that episode of 30 for 30 Broke about the NFL. It's like a lot of the NFL players and some basketball players and very little baseball players, but some of them. And just that whole thing about coming into money, but still having the same mindset, and just pretty much end up doing the same thing with a whole lot of money that you did with a little bit of money. um so in the book, they he it was this part about dreams, right? And basically what his dream was. And it was more so about, okay, like, yeah, he wanted to go to the NFL, and he did accomplish that. But after his injury, okay, that moved him into that part of his career was over, and he had to find something else to do. And because of what he saw in that industry of people basically making a lot of money but not having the financial literacy, that sparked his purpose, right? That sparked his purpose of helping people to become, financially literate, financially sound, and especially for the African American family, or African American families, or people of color. Let's just say that humans. humans, okay? Because it's not just with the people of color, but however, look, I'm a person of color, so I got to talk to my people. That's just it, right? We got to talk to our people. Um, and that's something that I didn't even mention earlier, but I might mention it here because this is, look, 15 minutes. We're about 5, almost 6 minutes in. So as much as I go over, I don't want to go over today. I don't. So he talked about his dream, and which was that hey, that the African American family, after 300 or so years of just financial slavery, financial bondage, basically, that's pretty much it, because that's what's going on now. Now it's debt slave. It's not the chattel slavery, how it was back in the day, and that thing. It's it's psychological. It's psychological, it's mental, it's emotional. Um it's we can almost say that it's social, because it's just a social ill, because it's a social issue. Debt and financial literacy, that is definitely a social issue. This is the reason why people rob. This is the reason why people kill. This is the reason why people steal. That's why, right? So that's a social condition. Um, and material, financial. So that's the slavery, that, or the bondage that we have now. That when you really do the math, what is it, 1619, according to the history, that that's when some slaves stepped foot on American soil. So then you do 400 years later, that would be 2019. Then you want to, I remember doing the whole exact math on it and everything. And then next thing you know, 2000, well, we know what happened with that. The reset, shut down, COVID, all of that. I'm like, ooh, that's going according to schedule, 400 years. Interesting, right? And so, one, you go ahead and start over, start over. We're 2021 now, and that's the talk now. That's just the thing that's going on now. I'm seeing more and more about financial literacy, more and more about people being aware, about this, about um, just breaking this generational curse of debt, of the finances, and wanting to get into having generational wealth and things like that, in which many people weren't talking that language before. And I know when I was speaking that language 20 something years ago, folks was looking at me like I was crazy, like, what's she on? And I'm like, this is like a normal conversation that we should be having, shouldn't we? Right? Like, if we're gonna talk about getting the money, how do we, set certain things up to where we, it's just kind of that whole thing. So I don't want to get into all of that. But he mentioned that about the dream, or what he would say, or see that the vision is now. Like, I envision, and this is what he talked about. See, that's the reason why I ain't want to, cause see, the wasp, they don't like me. And see, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to sit here in peace real good. Let me okay, we're gonna walk down the street. I don't have on my walking shoes. I have on flip flops, but What I'm not gonna do today is get stung by a wasp. We don't do well. So which way I'm gonna walk? I'm gonna walk this way. So come walking with me, y'all. So listen. This is where we are today. Uh, when we talk about dreams, vision, have to be something bigger than just us, right? Bigger than all, because I want my pockets fat, and which that's okay, but because they have to start personal, personally, like a personal thing that you want for yourself. Um, but then it has to be, a vision, a dream is bigger. A real dream is when the heavenly speaks. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they said if there be a prophet is a messenger of Yahweh. So somebody that Yahweh speaks to or show a vision to. If there be a prophet among you, and then you have to have proof of that, because it needs to line up with what the other prophets talked about in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But he said, if there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will speak to him in a dream or in a vision. So that's why in the scriptures it says, without a prophetic vision, the people perish, because it's Yahweh that's given a vision or that dream, right? This dream. And so when you have that, it's the reason why with businesses and everything, you got a vision and a mission statement. Like, what is the vision for this company? What is the mission? What's the sending forth or the sending out? So um here's the thing. Do you have that for your family? Do you have it for your family? I know I do. I do. It's changed. Well, I won't say changed. I've tweaked it. I've tweaked it over the years as I've grown, and with growth and development. But I have a vision and a mission statement for my family, and that's just to go above and beyond, um, just in my household, because they end up having children. You know what I'm saying? I mean, usually like people reproduce, right? And so it's like I better have one with 7 children, and possibly 6 of them can, well, I'm a grandmother. It's like I was speaking to um, someone, and we were having this conversation, and she said, I wanna have more than just you know, arms to hold and hug my grandchildren with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool and everything. We want to do that. We want to have all the grandmother love and hugs, but um after that, you want to be able to give them something. And with most wealthy families, uh following the laws and the principles in the scriptures. Listen, I heard this today too, and it's just a common thing. And you don't even have to be super wealthy to do this, but it's just people that have that mindset to do. If you're following that principle of leaving inheritance to your children's children, that's your grandchildren, right? Okay. How about when the babies are born, and here come the grandparents with a college plan or some stock certificates, or you know what I'm saying, something like that for the grandchildren. Now, if every set of grandparents or grandparent, I mean, did that for their grandchildren, then you see what I'm saying? How that sets up the next generation, and it takes the pressure off of, kind of relieve the parents a bit because the parents can, okay, I'm taking care of their their basic needs now. And when I say basic needs, I don't mean just food, clothes, and shelter. See, we already over. Um, just don't mean food, clothes, and shelter, because you need more than that. But you know, the love, the support, right? The love, support, food, clothing, shelter, education, recreation, and opportunities, right? Opportunities to expose the children to so many different things in life. And that's doable when you got that part. And then the grandparents got, like, okay, I got their future, right? I have their future in hand, and you have their right now of taking care of, they every day to day. And then, you come and I could relieve you on the weekend or something like that, or a day to give you a break, that type of thing, right? And so, those are things. And then you think about, because I think about my grandmother that's still living, and I have a picture with us, and is that 5 generations? Because it's her, then there's my mother, then me, then my daughter, and then my granddaughter. So yeah, so that's 5 generations. So from her, she's laid her hands on 4 generations. And that's almost not heard of these days. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's possible. That's a possibility. So when you're thinking about, if you put yourself in that mind frame of thinking of just more than just you for right now, today, if we can all do that, then we're thinking ahead. We're looking ahead. We're looking of, that dream or that vision of, you know, again, what are we leaving? An inheritance and a legacy for our children's children. And where do we start with that? Right? Like someone asked earlier, well, how do you fix families with the broken system? You fix the families, right? It's the systems don't make the families make the system. So we have to start with individuals. We have to start with the household, right? We have to start with at least one person that is willing to listen in the household. And at this point, it's really starting with the youth, because they're more open to listen. Just like, in the scriptures, when Yahshua said, come. Then he said, come ye little children. But then he also said, well, how do you enter the kingdom of heaven? He's like, you got to come as a child. Well, why did he say that? Because, a child is usually at a certain point, is just, first of all, in a theta state, clean slate, in this hypnotic theta state, with the faith and all the curiosity and wonderment of the world that they're in, and innocent, right? And so that's how we have to come. We have to come, oh, I know everything. No, 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 no. You don't know nothing. Okay? When I don't know something about something, I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to act like I do know. Because, and especially if something that's, I need to learn. So come clean slate. I don't know nothing. I'm here like a newborn baby, right? I want to learn. And that's how you have to come. That's how we have to come into this space, especially if that wasn't a way of our families or what we've ever been taught. We know that folks weren't teaching this in school. They're still not, right? So that's where we are in the scheme of things. So, if you want to know a lot more about, how you can start just with you, right? And your family. You want to help change a system. You want to fix a broken system. Start with you. And how can you start that? Well, we have a great community. We do, right? We have a great community. Extreme FX Global Academy, where we teach entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship, personal development, financial literacy. We're basically our product is money. Our product is money. That's the great thing about it, right? It's not like something you have to wait. And then, first of all, it's not hundreds and thousands of dollars. Now I'm on this main street. I'm on Lincoln Highway. Lord have mercy. I done walked all the way up here. Okay, I'm not gonna go that way because I'll be walking down the street and you'll just hear all the traffic in the car. So I'm gonna go back this way. But see, but yeah, our product is money. I was looking at something today, and that made me think like many different companies that I've been in, and I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, I was in this. I paid $500 into this. Like, oh my God. And all I could do was use whatever lotion, potion, whatever. And I probably didn't even use it all. Like, oh my gosh. And here it is. And look, and yes, I believed in the product and used it and all of that kind of stuff. But then, got to go around and try to, I won't say convince, but, educate people on, okay, what this product does. And then why you need to take it and why did you trying to change people's lifestyles and their minds and all of that. I'm like, listen, right? But what people know and understand is money. And it's not all about that, but that's what people know and they understand and what they're attempting to get to in order to help to relieve whatever things that they have going on, the situations. But we have to get them past that immediate need. But that immediate need must be taken care of first. It does. That's just like what happened with when Joshua was out there and he teaching, and preaching with the people. He like, I got to feed these folks. They was hungry. He's like, listen, we can't send these people, on their journeys back to the house and they haven't eaten. He met their immediate need. They were hungry. Right? That's what that principle is all about. Not just, he fed them with 5 loaves and some bread and some fish. The immediate need was that they were hungry. And with what they had available, it was able to stretch, and everybody had the amount that they needed. And then they went and look, and then they would be able to really receive the teaching because hunger didn't overtake what was planted in their minds through the teaching, right? So here it is. If we're like in our community, we're teaching, financial literacy, personal development, and all of that. And then because that's happened, look, I know it's happened with me before. I've been in companies with personal development and well, not the personal development part. That was something I had to do extra. That was something I had to do extra. But the learning about certain things with financial literacy and all of that. And I was like, okay, now how do we get to the money part? Right? Like, this is great. I need to be able to apply it now. Like, I need to apply this knowledge. Um, you know, how do I apply it? But now, with what we have, and our product is money. It really is. Um, it's applicable. It's applicable. Meeting the needs of the people. Then they can go further with the vision of, hey, now I can set this up, right? Now I can set up my family trust. Now I can set up this family foundation. Now I can set up this, my business and having my LLC and all of that. Now I can set this up. Now, you know, I can really truly invest and actually see it. Now I can do said thing, right? All of these things. Now I can set my children up for the future. As a matter of fact, now I can have my children over here learning this same thing and the same skill set. So it's beautiful. Uh, yeah. Yep. I'm gonna have to call her back. As a matter of fact, since I'm out here, go ahead and put my walking shoes on, and maybe we can go through this trail and walk. Cause I'm out here. Look, wait, here, I'm out here with my flip flops on. It feels good out here though. All right, but yeah, then we can really get these things set up the way that they need to be for our families. You know, I'm looking into the future. I'm like, that's why I need this. Look, I'm like, all these children. That is why I need this, that, and the other. Because baby, listen, they coming. I know they coming. I could possibly have 25 grands in my house at one time, right? And I'm planning to have them all set up. So I don't have no time to be playing with people. I'm serious as a heart attack. Not now one time. I don't have no time to be playing with people. So that's something to think about, right? When you're thinking about, it's just not your future, but it's others in your family, and your network, your neighbors, your neighborhood, your community, all of that. Think about it. Think about this, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, let's say for instance, okay, I'm walking around my neighborhood, right? Because it feels good out here. And let's say that, I mean, it's a good neighborhood that I live in. It is. But let's say that in this neighborhood, say it wasn't all that great. But in this not so great neighborhood, my house and my house and everything, like the way my house looked and my yard and my cars and all of that was just the absolute best in the neighborhood, right? But everybody else was all shabby, and the cars broke down, or whatever. But mine is not, and I've got everything. What you think gonna happen? All eyes would be on my house. It would be people trying to break in my house, right? Might break in, try to rob, all that. Okay, steal all of that, because I'm the only one in the neighborhood with the best of everything, and everybody else around that live on my same block struggling. look like they're struggling. Is this a dog? Please be a cat. Please be a cat or somebody. I don't know. I just see something. I see something running, but I don't have my glasses on. It looked like a dog. This is not the day. And it'd be these little dogs too sometimes that just do stuff. But we gonna be okay. All right. So, hey little doggy, you're so cute. It's a cute dog. Somebody, y'all need to come get y'all dog. Look at him. You see him? I don't know who dog it is, but they better come get their little cute dog. Anyway, so using that analogy, I'm just saying, you know, you got people around you. Now, don't get me wrong, because we had this thing that's saying that we say if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you, and quickly. I mean, quickly. You could try to help folks, and when I say help, I don't mean like give them. We're talking about a hand up, not hand outs, right? And some people will take that extended hand and go ahead and be lifted up, and then some people don't. And but what you don't want to have is you got your hand extended, and then those around you want to pull you down where they at. That's that whole analogy with the you got the best house and cars and yards and all of that kind of stuff on the block, and then everybody trying to break in your stuff. you know so you want your neighborhood straight, your communities straight, as much as you can possibly do, right? You want to share with other people to get them at that place as well, as much as you can, you know as much as you can, because we all know, I mean, in the perfect world that would be a wonderful thing, but it's not necessarily that way. And some people just they are where they are, and they want to stay where they are for whatever reason. We don't know. I don't know. Many different reasons. Okay, I'm back at the house now. I'm about to put on my walking shoes and call Miss Lady back so we could go ahead and walk and talk and all of this kind of stuff on the trail. And so I thank you guys for coming to my 15-minute extended mind reset. And I'm going to be sharing more and more about this community that I am a part of, that we basically giving people the sauce of money. Basically, that's just what we're doing. we almost just giving people money, and but not only that, but showing you what to do with it, how to keep it, how to build a inheritance and legacy for your family. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.